All right. So, welcome to the Dream Shirt podcast. This is the first episode of our podcast, and I just want to explain a little bit about the podcast. It's going to be mainly about putting game onto people that wanting to start a clothing brand, that having a clothing brand, and my goal is to interview people that can give out as much information as possible and to highlight clothing brand owners and make sure that their work gets out there, promote people. I want to make sure that just everybody wins, honestly, and especially that you win, getting more information about what having a clothing brand looks like and what having a clothing brand feels like. And with that, I want to introduce our first guest, Brian Flores. He has the clothing brand Agios, A Saint's Vision.
Sure.
So first question, I guess, basically just to get everybody going. What is Agios, A Saint's Vision, and why did you start it? Where did the idea come from? Let's just start there and kind of give everybody a good idea.
Well, thank you, bro, for having me on this podcast. This dude is the first dude to give me a chance on a lot of the things that I do, man. Like, he opened the doors for a lot of, it's a lot of opportunities, man. So I'm very grateful for that. And so, yeah, Agios came from the word saint in Greek. So I thought of, Agios. When I first started, actually, bro, we want to go all the way back, man. My first clothing brand that I started was called Been Holy. Been Holy, bro.
Been Holy.
Yeah, Been Holy.
So B-E-E-N? Holy?
Mm-hmm, holy.
Been Holy.
Yeah, because there was already a Be Holy. So I had to do Been Holy, you know what I mean? And so you just pay attention to that word holy, because that's also what Agios means too. It's not only saint, it means holy, sacred, being set apart, right?
Okay.
And I started that around 2021. I just started college, and me and my buddy, we started it together, right? I think our first design was on a black hoodie. It was a Bible verse in the front, and in the back it said, "Be holy, for He is holy." The worst print of all time, bro. I don't know who I used. It was one of those online printers,
like a Teespring.
Yeah, like,
dude.
Bro.
Yeah, dude, that was my first brand too.
Yeah, after like the second wash, it was all like peeling off and all that. You know what I mean?
You think it was DTF?
I think it was
DTG.
Yeah,
like that.
It was a while ago, man. Yeah,
those companies don't do the best.
Hey, but I still wore that hoodie like all the time. I mean, it's my brand. You know what I mean? So I had to, exactly. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Things happen. You know how life is, right? So then that kind of led to a lot of like my experiences and what motivated me to start Agios, which is crazy, bro. Because one of the big things about me is obviously like I believe in God. I'm a Christian, bro. So at that time around 2022, I was going through a lot of my life. I was going through a lot of like church hurt, questioning like the people around me. You know what I mean? Just like overall the church, bro. And it led me to, I just asked questions about my faith. Not like questions of like, God, are you real or not? But more questions about like, how come these people are treating me like this? Like, I don't understand, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How
like, we're supposed to be people that we love others, but it's not really like that just because we make mistakes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a lot what I was going through, man. And in 2022, it was, I believe in June, I went to a festival and I went to go see one of my favorite artists. I've been listening to him since I was in like the 8th grade. His name is What Up RG. And I remember I flew out there with my boy Ben. He's from Seattle, and we actually met on TikTok through him because I would post TikToks. That's actually how I got started. I started posting TikToks of like my favorite music artists, and I had like 4,000 like followers. I had videos that hit like 100K, and that led me to meet other people and a lot of people in the community where I'm at now. So, we flew out there to Houston and we brought like little signs that it was like, how Cardi just dropped the music, how that was anticipated for like 5 years.
Yeah.
That's how like for us, RG's album New Hollywood was. So he was, previewing that album for like almost like 3 years, and we were like so anticipated for it. So when he announced his first, part of, his show for this festival, we were like, oh, bro, we have to pull up, man. Like, he hasn't performed in like 2 years. We need to see him. So, he's there. We had like little signs that said, drop New Hollywood. We're like the only ones in the crowd. And, I got to see him perform. And he performed a song I specifically remember because I didn't know he didn't know who I was. He just knows that I'm probably like a crazy fan that flew from LA to go see him. Yeah. And he performed a song that's, now it's been released. It's called MySpace. And I remember he looked at me on stage and he pointed at me. He said, "You're going to like this one." He said it like, I heard him say, he was like, "You're going to like this one." Never heard the song, right? And there's I obviously had my phone because I'm like, bro, I'm gonna listen to this all the time. You know what I mean? So I remember a specific lyric in that song that said, "Try to label me a sinner, but I'm still a saint." So it was kind of like his journey with his faith walk with God and the things that he was wrestling with. So when I heard those lyrics, I'm like, try to label me a sinner, but I'm still a saint. And that just stuck in my head, bro, for months, man. Like, and so when he finally released the album, I believe it was like late September, early October, I remember hearing that song, and that's how Agios started. Because again, I'm like, bro, I want to start a brand again. Like, I've been wanting to do this. Obviously, Been Holy didn't work, but I'm like, I'm not going to give up. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep going. I'm gonna keep striving to create this like vision that I have, right? And it's just like, obviously what Been Holy wasn't what Agios was. Agios was completely different, right? It was completely different. So, you know, I was like, I want to name it. I remember one of the names I had was, what was it? It was just Saint. Like, so whenever I just call it like Saint or Saint's Vision, that's what it was, Saint's Vision. I was like, I hear a lot of people use vision in like in their brand names. I was like, what, how can I be different? You know what I mean? And one of the things I love about RG is he, you know, talks a lot about like the art and, you know, being creative, and he's very big on that, you know what I mean? Being different, you know, compared to other artists and all that. So I was like, how can I be different? And obviously I'm a big Kanye fan. I love Ye, even though, you know, you know what I mean? You know how it is. But that's when like Donda came out, you know, like that we're in that area. That was
that God phase. Yeah,
bro,
I remember that too.
Yes, bro. And you know, I'm inspired by a lot of these people, a lot of designer brands. So I was like, bro, what if the name of my brand is like, sounds like a designer brand, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you know, Versace, Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga, like there's something about those names that like they just like stick out to you, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're designer brands, but like, bro, it's the name, you know what I mean? Too.
It's got that vibe, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So then I was like, you know, what's saint in Greek, or what's holy in Greek? It was holy. Holy was one of the first ones. Holy Greek, and that's when I found the word Agios. It's Agios. You know what I mean? And then there were so many people call it Agios. I hear every variation of it. You get me? And I'm like, let's say it's Agios. You know what I mean? Agios. So yeah, and then I was like, I like this name, man. So I just stuck with it, bro. And we're here now, years later, man.
So, I mean, I looked back earlier today and I was like, man, when did we first print together? And I was trying to figure it out. And it was like August of 2023. Do you think that's right?
No. It was
2022?
It was 2023, but it might have been in March, bro.
Okay, I think I saw on camera roll. I think it said April. I think it was A. It was either August or April. So it's been almost next month's gonna be 2 years. It's the first time we printed. Yeah, I remember the first thing we printed was those. I believe those tank tops, right? The cream. Oh, the Angels. What was it? Oh, the street. Remember the white T-shirt with the shadow?
That too. That was the second thing we worked on, but it was part of that same drop. It was the hat. Remember that white hat? The first Agios logo?
The puff
print hat. It was that little white and the black and like the Agios, the little circle on it. Remember, I didn't know how to do the circle on it. You had to do it for me.
And I was like, dude, I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Damn, yeah, that's true. Because I remember I printed that in my old shop. And then finally went to the new shop. And that's when we printed those. It was the Angels and then the street on the way.
I just know that was the second drop because I remember we did the hat and then I finally had the money to get the gray shirt. Remember the Dolphin Blue shirt. Yeah. So that was with the Saints Vision shirt. And then we had the street, the light and the shadows. I remember that white shirt. I remember the big one in the front. Yeah. And then later that summer we did the Rapture shirt, which is the two like angels flying up, saints flying up to the air to represent the rapture of the church with the back Saints Vision. And then the tank top, the redeemed tank top. I
remember a lot of people when I posted that one, everyone was like, oh,
yeah.
So like, all right, let me ask you this. Like, how have you seen your brand evolve? Like, as far as 1, getting better at design, 2, getting more knowledge on like blanks and how to figure that out, and 3, I guess like connections. Like, how have you seen your brand grow through time? Has it gone through like a good pace, or like how did you figure out how to get to where you are now when you were back then? You know?
I don't know if I would say it's at a good. I don't know if good pace is the right word.
Because is there a good pace? Like,
No, I don't really think there is. You get me? But I mean, you know, bro, I'm a full-time college student too, bro.
Yeah.
Like I have a job.
And one thing, how old are you?
I'm 22. Just turned 22 last week.
He's freaking 22 years old.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that's crazy, bro.
And I feel like things started like taking off mostly around that year when I first started Agios. Like I'm very fortunate, very grateful to God that I told you, man, I had that little I'm not gonna say I don't think fan base is the right word at all. It's more of connections, I guess. When I first started my TikTok page, you know what, in 2020 when COVID happened, because I would post about these artists, because bro, I genuinely love these artists. Like these are people I listen to like all the time. So me making these videos weren't like, oh, I'm making these videos just because I want like some clout. No, bro, like
it's genuine passion.
Yeah, man. Because a lot of these artists, bro, like I see the hard work and I see a lot of the, you know, everything that they've done for this music thing, and it's like, man, bro, like a lot of people, they don't know about these artists, man. You know what I mean? Because we're so caught up in mainstream and all that. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to create like a way to talk about these artists and, you know, show them to people. And so I had that little I was in a group chat, bro. This is actually how it happened. I got added to a group chat with a lot of these artists, and you know, I was introduced like, oh, this is Brian Flores. He's starting a brand called Agios of Saints Vision, and then that's how a lot of them started rocking with me, bro. So it was around that time 2023 when it started like slowly growing, and I feel like with my designs over time, I work with designers to help me design. You get me? Because I cannot draw to save my life.
That's what I wanted to ask you too.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn though. Like I've been really trying. I actually just got like an iPad with Procreate, so I've been like practicing. You know what I mean? Because I want to get to the point where I'm making my own, like fully making my own designs and stuff, right? But I actually think in a way it's kind of cool that I get to work with designers, because you know a lot of people might look at it as like, oh, I want to make everything just me. But me, bro, like, you know, as a Christian, bro, I want to get everybody involved with me in the kingdom of God. So if I could provide a way for this designer to get his art out through my brand, bro, I like that. I think that's awesome. You get me? So, and it's not like I'm just like these designers, like, just make me whatever you want. It's not like that, bro. Like, obviously, like, I'm providing them inspo. Like, this is what I know what's in my head. They don't know what's in my head. Yeah. So I need to find the best way to communicate what's in my head to show them like, hey, man, this is what I want. You got to be very specific as possible. And I think for like a lot of people that are just starting out, if you're working with designers, you need to be as specific as you possibly can. And that even goes with manufacturers, bro. Yeah, I know. If not, they're just going to make what they want to make. You know what I mean? I get that exactly. Like a lot of people send me stuff and they're like, this is all you now. Like they don't, like once they send the design, they're like, my responsibility is out the window. Whatever you do, you do. And it is an interpretation. Like it is whatever your design is. It's my interpretation of what you think that design is. Yeah. But as much as you can give me of what you think, that just puts into the pile. Yeah. Tech packs, all that stuff. Like those are the things that really do help. And you've been great. Yeah. Like, you've been great with that too. Thank you. Honestly, I've been trying, man. I've been trying. I learned. You know what I mean? I feel like also like, I mean, this is free game for everybody. I think everybody knows about this. Pinterest. You can never go wrong with Pinterest, man. Dude, honestly, it is like, it is very low key. Nobody ever actually talks about it. But I think a lot of people use Pinterest. Yeah. And I use that to help me with like creating a lot of the designs that I've made so far. Like Pinterest has helped me, bro. I'm on Pinterest every day, bro. You know, and this is actually another thing too. Not to get like off topic, bro. Posting on Pinterest. I've been learning about that, man. Yeah. You know, you're over here, we're looking at, oh man, that brand is fire. Like, I want to get my stuff like that. Bro, just post your pictures on Pinterest. You get me? Because people are going to be the same way. Like, where's this brand? Who's this brand? I mean, I've discovered a lot of brands through Pinterest. You know what I mean? So I've been learning about like posting on Pinterest. As you know, I just dropped, you know, last week, this recent collection, Omega Part 1. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But one thing I learned is, you know, using a lot of these like social media, you know, different apps and websites to post. And that's kind of came with like me growing as a brand owner, man. You know what I mean? Because before you just think like, oh, TikTok and Instagram. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. TikTok and Instagram. That's all you got to do. But bro, everything's changing. You know what I mean? A lot of things are changing every day as we go, you know, forward in the future, but everything's changing. And I think a lot of people don't use Pinterest. A lot of people don't even use Facebook, bro. And Facebook is underrated, bro. Like I think Facebook is super underrated. You know what a lot of people sleep on is in person. Like a lot of people sleep on not promoting it in person as far as like pop-up shops. Yeah, facts, bro. Or wearing your stuff out and like, you know, selling it off your, you know, like you're your own billboard. So it's like you want to wear it and feel like nobody really like promotes it outside of the internet. And that's what a lot of people like don't do as far as brands. But I mean,
one question I want to ask for you is like how do you feel about wearing your own stuff? Like as far as your brand, like, do you wear it as much? Like you do wear as much as other brands, or how do you go about thinking about wearing your brand?
Well, for me, I mean, I've heard a lot of people that say that they don't. I mean, we were just talking about this earlier. Like a lot of people don't wear their stuff. Even like artists, like people that create music, they don't even listen to their own music. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but for me, I mean, bro, my car has an Agios sticker on it. Everywhere I go, come on, that walking driving billboard. You know what I mean? Exactly. Has to. You know what I mean? For me, bro, I like to at least wear one item from Agios every day. You know what I mean? Some people might be like, bro, you wear the same thing every day. But I'm like, bro, it's my brand. Yeah. If no one's going to wear it, bro, I have to. It's literally my creation. You know what I mean? If we just came out with these jeans for the collection. So now these are almost like the only jeans I wear, this and the black one. You know what I mean? And the cargo pants that we have, same thing. That's in my rotation because, bro, it's my brand. Like I have to wear it. And if I'm not wearing those, at least I have to be wearing one of my shirts. I was wearing one of my hoodies, one of my zip-ups. I don't really wear hats as much anymore. No. But, when I used to wear my hat with my little curly hair, like that, bro. I always had my an Agios hat on, bro. That's just who I am. You know what I mean? So I'm a big believer wearing your stuff, bro. I also like wearing like some of my homie stuff too, there's like, bro, your Dream Shirt studio sticker, the one like tech, bro. I have that on my water bottle everywhere I go. Yeah, bro. Everywhere I go, bro, like I have it. And so I only have that and my Agios stickers. You know what I mean? Because for my people. So I'm big like that. If I'm not wearing my brand, or even if I am wearing my brand, I like to have it also with another one of my homies' brands too. Because, bro, we all gotta eat, bro. We all gotta win. I respect everybody on. You know what I mean? I
can see that throughout your brand. I can see like you working with a whole bunch of people, and when you set up with designers, it's like everybody wins. Like I really do love that, and honestly, your brand is way different than any other brands that I print for.
Thank you, bro.
Honestly, I love how original it is. Like, I'm sure you take inspiration from a lot of people, but it's not like you're like taking, artists and putting them on your shirts. You're basically starting something from scratch, basically. So honestly, I respect how you do. I respect your brand.
Thank you, bro.
A lot.
Thank you, bro.
But all right, so what I want to talk about this. Like, you have a short film.
Yes,
you have a short film coming out
tonight. I mean, you guys will already see this episode. It's been out. Yeah, but
it's gonna be. I don't know when I'm gonna drop this. Probably like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, sometime this week. But like, out of my own curiosity, it's like, how do you go about starting and going forward and finishing something like a short film for a clothing brand? Like, how difficult is that? And how many? Like, what are the components? Like, how did that go about?
You know what, bro, I've had a lot of mentors in my life, bro. And one of the things that they've taught me is, I mean, this, I guess for anybody creating, bro, it's like, you gotta live, obviously. I mean, you gotta live your everyday life, like live every day. And what you're going through in life, bro, for me, and I guess, because this is going to be like super like raw too, like what I went through last year, bro, because if you didn't know this, bro, last year was a really heavy year for me. And I guess can I talk about how the short film, I created it. Around 2024, January 2024, my grandma passed away. And all my life, bro, I grew up a single mom and my grandma. These are the two people that raised me. So I have no brothers and sisters either, bro. So it's just us three all my life. So when she passed away in January, she died of cancer. And I'm very, I didn't have that like feeling in my heart, like, she was a Christian, bro, so I knew where she was going. So I wasn't sad off of that, but it was more of like, man, I'm by myself. Yeah. Imagine waking up, bro, in the morning. My mom's at work. I'm used to going to the back house of my grandma. Hey, good morning, grandma. You know what I mean? Like, voy a la escuela ahorita. You know what I mean? Like, I'm used to that. Yeah. So not being able to do that, like, bro, messes with your mind, bro. Like, if I'm being real, bro, like every day, bro, I was smoking every day, bro. Like, I was on weed every day. I was getting high every morning, bro. And, you might not think that, bro, you're a Christian brand and you're doing this. Like, what's wrong with you? You like, what's going on? But I like to say that's part of my story, man. You get me? Because those comments of people telling me that, like, damn, instead of, shout out my brother Thuvi, man. Like, without him, bro, like, I would not be where I'm at right now. Like, he didn't treat me like that. And my brother Moses, bro, I shared with them my struggles and they told me, bro, keep going. You got this, man. Like, we love you, bro. We're here for you. They didn't like shame me for the things I was doing. You get me? Because they understood what I was going through. They just kept saying like, run to God. So then with this idea of this short film, this is gonna sound, we were just talking about this too. Like, you just watched Star Wars last week, you get me?
Yep.
In February, there's a TV show that Star Wars came out with called The Bad Batch. It's animated. It was their season 3. Oh. And the first episode, it was spoilers. So if you haven't watched it, bro, hey, that's too bad. But on season 3, episode 1, Omega, which is the girl clone, she's stuck in a prison. And if you see Omega, her name's Omega. The name of my collection is Omega Part 1.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's actually part of where it came from. And Omega, she's stuck in the cell. And, you know, there's actually a song that was being played in that, you know, part of the soundtrack called Daily Routine. And that song stuck in my head, bro, forever, because that's how I felt. Same way that she was stuck in her cell doing the same thing every day in the cell because she's locked up, daily routine. That's how I felt, bro. Waking up every morning, bro, without my grandma being there, bro. I'll get up, get high, go to school, repeat every day, bro. I'll try working on my brand, bro. I couldn't, bro. Like, I was so caught up in what was going on inside the battle of my mind, bro.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it kind of relates to like people that struggle finishing things. They start things, but they can't finish it, bro. It's all in the mind, bro. Yeah, everything is in the head. And that's how I felt, bro. So every day, bro, again, daily routine. And I realized, man, that all that were just lies from the devil, bro. Like, you know, feelings that I was like forsaken, you get me? That I was like hated by God, you get me? That I was unforgivable, like stuff like those type of thoughts. And you'll see in the short film, like when we're in the prison cell, there's like a bunch on the wall, a bunch of lies. You get me? And that's how I felt. Because in the beginning of the short film, it's me in the apartment set, and it's me how I felt at that moment at my house. And I'm wrestling, bro, like, and you're just seeing me like this, right? Like this. And you see, you know, the battle of my mind, because it goes to the next scene, and it's me in the prison cell, right? And it's like pure chaos, you know, pure craziness, right? And then after that, I wake up and back in reality, in who I am in that apartment set. The phone starts ringing, and it's Jesus calling, bro. I hesitate, and I realize, like, I can't run away from what he's called on my life, man. You get me? As much as I try, as much as I believe these lies, bro, I couldn't. And he has me answering the phone. Hello? And boom, cuts out, bro. That's part 1. You know what I mean? So I feel like with people, bro, like, don't listen to those lies in your head, bro. Like, when you start something, finish it, man. I promise you, like, the result, the end goal, bro, should just be putting your art out to the people too. You know what I mean? Like, don't focus on like, oh, is this gonna blow up, the numbers, bro? Because once you start focusing about that, bro, you're not gonna get what you want. I'm just letting you know, you get me? Because even if you get 1 million views, you're gonna be like, man, I wish I got 2 million views. And it's gonna be like that forever. Fall in love with what you're doing, you know what I mean? And I think that's one of the big things I would tell people, bro, when it comes to creating, man. So
I mean, that's what Tyler talks about too. Like, Tyler's like, don't ever look at the numbers. Yeah. Like, just focus on the art, create it, and put it out.
Right.
You know, and promote. So like, do it out of the love for your art. Don't do it for the love of money. Don't be like, oh, I need to like have this blow up so I can get a fortune. It's like,
yeah, exactly,
we
bro.
make things because we want to make them.
Yeah,
we want to just put it out to the world.
Yeah, bro. Because once you start focusing on the numbers, bro, you start losing like just your passion for the things you're doing. Like, bro, imagine if you're starting a brand. Because I've seen a lot of people, bro, like, they think it's so easy to start a brand. Like, oh, I'm going to start this brand. I'm going to start making, like, a bunch of money. That's not how it is. I mean, you know, and I know, bro.
I know.
That's not how it is.
Yeah, I know. Dude, I've seen so many brands start. I printed for them, and they don't do anything after that. Like, I've printed for one brand one time, probably, like, 100 times by now. Like, seriously, I've done one and dones for 100 times. Yeah. And I see it, and it's sad. Yeah. I can see, whenever they send me the design, I know what their mentality is. And I can see how, like, people think it's really easy. Yeah. They're like, oh, I'm going to sell this first 24. Easy. Yeah. I tell a lot of people, I'm like, dude, you're probably not going to sell your first 24.
Bro, you know, oh my gosh, bro. Like, because we get into this too, when I did the restock of the Rapture shirt, and it was in September last year. A lot of people telling me that they're rocking with it, bro. A lot of people like, oh, bro, like, you got to restock that shirt, blah, blah, all this, right? Restock it, bro. 0 sales. Yeah. If I was in it for the money, bro, I would be like, I'm going to quit. You get me? Like, this is not making me money. I'm going to do something else. It's not working. I guess I'll just move on to something else. Bro, no. Because I don't love the money. Like, that's not my intentions for Agios. Is, you know, this story that, you know, my testimony, my life testimony that God placed in my heart, it's more than that. So I'm like, okay, this didn't work. Back to the drawing board. Let's create something else. You know what I mean? Those shirts are going to be there. Hey, people buy them, they buy them. They don't, bro. But this doesn't really matter to me. I want to create something else that people may, you know, maybe buy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's more of the art of it. You know what I mean? And creating. So, yeah, man. Like, I trust me, bro. I've seen a lot of people that I've come across many people that they just want to start a brand because they think that it's so easy. You know what I mean? But then when you have those 24 shirts that you bought just sitting there, you know, you start questioning, you know, a lot of things. So.
I mean, a lot of clothing brands are glamorous. They're like, you know, they're showing off what they're selling and all that stuff and like how much content they do. And it's like everyone goes into the game like that. They're like, oh, obviously.
A lot of lying, bro. A lot of lying in this game.
A lot of lying. I mean, I've seen some videos of like successful clothing brands and people will ask them, well, there's this one guy. He's like, hey, what do you do with your inventory if it doesn't sell? I just tell everyone it's sold out. Like people just say that. I say it's sold out, and then a year later I restock, and it's out.
But it works.
And yeah, like there is this game is not easy. Mm-hmm. Nothing is not even close to easy. Yeah, it's time. Yeah. It's time. Yeah. But I wanted to ask you this because I mean, obviously we talked about like money is not the motive. Like for you, what is the why of Agios? Like why start it? What is it going to do for the world? What is like the motive? What's the philosophy? Why Agios?
For me, bro, Agios is for the people. Like I said, like with my testimony when I was back home going through the things I was going through. And it's for the people that feel broken, that feel lost in the world, bro, that they feel like almost like abandonment. You know what I mean? That they feel that, you know, bro, a lot of people look at Christians, bro, and that they're all judgmental. You get me? Like they're all like this, bro.
You gotta do this.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's not like that, man, bro. It's not like that at all. And it's for those people that feel hurt by those people. You know what I mean? That feel like they, you know, that like they have no hope almost. You know what I mean? And also, I mean, for me, bro, like even it's for regular Christians too. Like I want them to see my stuff and be like, yo, that's dope. Like they're used to seeing Christian brands that just have like Jesus loves you on them. There you go. Like you're gonna make a bag. You know what I mean? Like no shade. Like the message is true. You get me? But it's just like easy.
Yeah. It's
very easy to do that. And then it's like, you know, you get a lot of people buy it, like and eat it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. To me, bro, I feel like you can do more than that because, bro, God is the ultimate creator. And I believe that he put us here on this earth to also create. You know what I mean? Because we're his children. You know what I mean? And I mean, bro, look at all the stuff that's in the world, bro. Like, it sounds funny, man, but like, a simple building, bro. Who made it? Who made this building? A person did. You know what I mean? And
Persons it's like, too. People.
Yeah, people. You know what I mean? I believe humans are very creative. And I think like when it comes to the Christian side, I want those Christians to look at my brand and be like, oh, that's not your normal Christian brand. Like it's super creative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your brand is very dope.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
That's definitely like a big pillar of Agios. Like you have that streetwear vibe. You have that I mean, you do work with a lot of like rappers, right?
Yeah, with different artists, bro. I work with a lot of people in the Christian industry, in the Christian hip hop space. You know, shout out my boy Aiden A3. That's my guy. We just collabed on that reel with the collection. That's his unreleased song from his album Escape Calling, coming out later this year. My boy Thuvi, I Said Moses, my boy, everybody from Heaven on Earth, like What Up RG, Young Sauce, I could keep going, Not Clyde, 350, all those guys, bro. Those are my guys. But yeah, so I kind of also have like, with Agios, I imagine it on also artists, bro. Because these are people I actually built like true relationships with. Like I got to know and all that stuff, right? But I've also imagined like, you know, when you're a little kid, I mean, even now, right? Like Cardi just performed at Rolling Loud yesterday, right? And all these people are performing and you see these dudes wearing these outfits. Yeah. I was that kid, bro, when I was a little kid seeing artists perform and they have like their outfits on, bro. And I'm like, bro, that looks fire. That looks sick, bro. You know, this is gonna sound so funny right now what I'm gonna say. When I was a little kid, you know Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
You know Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah.
I remember he was a kid, he wore that outfit. It was like a white and purple outfit. Do you ever remember that? He had like those Supras on, like those purple Supras, high top Supras.
Do you know where? Like on Grammys or?
No, bro. Like that was his like that was his look, his fit. Like for his shows, that was like his main fit. Nah. And okay, you know how artists though they have like their main outfit for the shows and they wear all the time. Definitely. I remember that was his. I was a little kid. I was like, that is awesome. Like I want to be just like that. I remember I was like telling my mom when I was a little kid, I was like,
that's
Mom.
UPS gonna come right now.
For sure.
You're good. Sorry for the interruption.
Hey, see, this man's always working, man.
It's always working.
Always working.
Sorry for the interruption. But,
all right.
What were we talking
We're talking about this Justin Bieber fit. Trust. I have a vision with this. I'm going somewhere with this. So as a little kid, I used to see these rapper or artists' outfits, and I was like, man, that's awesome. Like, where can I get that at? You get me? So I kind of like imagine Agios like that, you know, making for these artists, right? Like, I want to see them wear my stuff too. Like, that's pretty cool. So another little kid could be like, they're loving the music, but then they have a connection with that artist also with the clothes that they're wearing too. Like, you understand what I mean by that,
I
right?
get exactly what you mean.
It's exactly like the opium stuff with like Cardi and all of them, right? How they wear all that all black and stuff. People see the all black and they kind of associate them with that style as well. You get me? So I kind of like, I like making my clothes like that. So people see it on other artists and it connects them also to the music. Like how you said with your shirts. Remember you told me earlier how when people see a shirt printed by you, they're gonna talk about conversation about the movies and all that, pop culture and all that. Exactly. That's kind of how I see my brand, but with music. You know what I mean, bro? Yeah. So
I mean, honestly, it's music because I think your brand has a lot of like little elements around it, but it's like music, God, like streetwear, clothing. Like you have to have a love for clothing. Like,
yeah, obviously, yeah, like, of course, man. Yeah,
like, you're gonna have to have that. Like, oh, let me get those baggy jeans with the embroidery in the pocket. Like, let me get that zip up with a double layer. Like, people want. That's your audience, right?
Because also, bro, like when I remember, because when I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to listen to like music with bad words in it because I was like my mom, you know what I mean? So, like for example, everybody loves Kanye. Obviously, everybody loves Kanye. When I was in middle school, bro, I never listened to Kanye. I didn't know who, like, I knew who Kanye was, but I never listened to his music. How I got connected to loving Kanye, bro, was because of clothing.
It makes sense.
When Yeezy started popping off, and it wasn't because I didn't know
Yeezy shoes.
Or the Yeezy, everything. Well, because I didn't know about Nike Yeezy at all back then. You get me? Until like later when I started, finding more about Kanye. I started liking Kanye in the 7th grade because I'm gonna say, was it the Yeezy 750s? You know which ones those are?
Nah.
The big like almost the high top shoe, like with the suede on it. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I remember I was a Laker fan too, big Laker fan. Still am. Shout out Luka. You know what I mean? But I remember Nick Young. You know Nick Young, Swaggy P?
Yeah.
I remember he's one of the first players to wear wearing Yeezys on the basketball court. The Yeezy 750s. I remember when he wore those. I love Nick Young. And I just fell in love with that shoe. So that led me to, like more. I wanted to learn more about Kanye. Also, do you ever remember Rice Gum?
Yeah.
You remember Rice Gum?
Yeah. Bro. Was it YouTuber?
Yeah. I remember in, I think it was 7th grade when, was it The Life of Pablo? Life of Pablo came out 2016, right?
Yes, I believe.
Or like 20, around there.
Somewhere.
I remember he went to the show in Vegas, and I remember watching this vlog, and he showed his Yeezys, the brand new Adidas Yeezys, you get me? And again, I just fell in love. I didn't care about the concert, you get me? I was more like, bro, those shoes are sick, you know what I mean? So I just fell in love with, that's how I fell in love with clothes, you know what I mean? Because of Kanye, you know what I mean? And bro, this is literally Agios, Yeezy, Gap, and Balenciaga engineered, man, you know what I mean? Like little things like that. So, and I just, and let's talk more about Kanye, bro, and like the aspect of like foam runners, bro. What do you think about foam runners? Just tell me really quick.
Very creative.
Okay.
I like the way they look. I mean, I would want a pair. I would wear them.
Okay, they're like space. They feel like space shoes, right?
They feel futuristic for sure.
And I'm gonna connect that to Agios. I want Agios to be like that one day, man. That's really one of my main goals too of how I want Agios to become one day. As you know, I love Star Wars, right? So me growing up on Star Wars, I love seeing like the space, like all the sci-fi stuff, which is funny because I don't really like sci-fi movies. I just like Star Wars. You get me? So I've always like have that mind of like the future, like the Jetsons, how it has, it looks all futuristic and stuff. Yeah. All that. I love that stuff, bro. So when I started seeing Kanye do that stuff, like people make fun of it. Like, oh, that looks like there's like a weird shoe, space shoe. But like, I love that, man. Like I wish the future was like that, bro.
Those two, like Kanye and Elon are creating what the future was, what's supposed to look like. Like it's the idea of the future, but like everyone's still in the modern world.
Yeah, man.
But they're just like, dude, they're 20 years ahead.
Yeah, like, bro, as much as people hate on like Cybertrucks and all that stuff, I'm not talking about whether they're good cars or not, bro. I'm talking about like the look of the car.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, that's ugly, bro. Yeah. Wait until 10 years from now when Honda's making a car like that and Toyota, and it just becomes the norm. And that's how I want Agios. I want us to push boundaries. I want us to, right now, yes, it's simple. Yeah, jeans, zip-ups. Yeah, it's simple now. You get me?
Yeah.
But obviously, we all have a goal in mind where we want our brands to get to. And that's where I want my brand to get to. You know what I mean? Kanye might be on his little run right now, bro. Yeah. Hey, man, but don't worry. Agios is here. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it, too. And it sounds funny, bro, but it's honestly very true. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this, where it's like, let's just say 2-3 years in the future, let's just say you have, good sales and all, whatever you have what you need. Like, what kind of pieces, like, would you want to make? Like, cut and sew? Would you want to do cut and sew? Would you want to go that route? Or how do you see Agios 2 to 3 years?
So, yes, I want to do cut and sew. I've been trying to go more towards that realm of the cut and sew route. Instead of just, pure blanks and all that stuff, as I'm growing and learning more about the industry of the fashion world and all that stuff. I know there's that one video of like Rick Owens talking about that, how like learn how to make clothes. Like anybody could print, anybody could do that type of stuff, but truly learn how to create your own garment. So yes, I want to do that. I've been teaching myself like how to sew and all that stuff, getting into it, bro, because I feel like you have to, bro. And plus, bro, when you make it, it's gonna feel more like personal to you as well. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I make this. Yeah. So yeah, bro, I see it going more towards that route. Also, yes, having like, I'm still gonna have like printing on t-shirts and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still gonna have all that. Yeah. I feel like you do have to have something for all of your audience. You know what I mean? Sort of certain parts of your audience, but yeah, but I want to get more into that high fashion type of style. That's where I see Agios becoming. Sort of like how that Balenciaga route, even though they call it like homeless clothes, but like I love that, bro. I love that look, bro. I really do. You know what I mean? I wish more people dress like that every day. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I wouldn't feel like funny going to the gas station wearing like some big, bringing my Yeezy puffer. You ever remember that big Yeezy puffer jacket? The round one, the Gap one?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Love that jacket. It doesn't fit. It's too big on me now, bro. But like that's like the type of stuff that I see Agios becoming one day, man. You know what I mean? But like I said, bro, you never know, man. Like every day, like I might be thinking this now, and like next year I want to do something else. You know what I mean? That's the part I love about falling in love with fashion, bro. Is like you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. If you, like I said, if you're only thinking about it for the business, you're gonna follow the trends, right? Everybody's doing this, so you're gonna start doing this. But if you do it for the love of the game, man, like your mind is gonna take you to different, like, you're just gonna create a bunch of random stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
All right. One thing I took away from what you just said about, like, let's just say like with Kanye and futuristic and all that stuff, it's like you want to be the brand that affects the future kids that are looking at the TV today as if you were when you were a kid and you saw like Justin Bieber wearing that nice fit. It's like you want to be that brand that like that kid doesn't even know your brand, but it's like they fantasize, or they're like, whoa, like I want to do something like that one day. The question is, it's like, do you think that's a result, or do you think like you follow your why, and then that will be a result of it, just as if like money is the result of following your why, or do you like chase that feeling of like, oh, I want to be a kid's inspiration one day?
That's why I
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So because you know how I told you, bro, and I feel like I was thinking about this recently, how, man, when I was growing up, I was like the celebrity, like stardom and all that stuff. I was always attracted to seeing that, like different artists, right? And it might sound weird, bro. I genuinely believe because I didn't really have a father in my life, like a male role model, I would look at these like artists and be inspired from them, like, because I didn't have no one else to, like, you know what I mean, like, oh, I want to be like that, right? People have their dads and like, I want to be like my dad, you get me? Never really had that. So the way that these artists inspired me and all that stuff, bro, that's how I want a kid maybe in my same position, like an 8-year-old kid, bro, to be like, I want to be like that, you get me? But not like in the aspect of like, I don't want them to, not that, or like idolizing me, not like that. I want them to see the way I live my life, and being a godly man, a dude that loves clothes, that loves music, that's just himself, you know what I mean? And I want them to be like that. Yeah. Instead of like, oh, I want to be Brian Flores. No, be yourself, you know what I mean? I think that's the major, be yourself. But I want them to take away those things in my life and implement them into their daily lives, bro.
Yeah.
So is that kind of like?
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Yeah. So
because I mean, I see like people like honestly, a person I admire a lot is like Childish Gambino.
Oh man, he's
Childish Gambino,
amazing.
Like he's a genius. I think he's a genius.
But
it's like, man. Do I admire him and do I want to copy him and be exactly like him? No, I don't. No. I don't want to make music. I don't want to, honestly, like be a comedian. Mm-hmm. But it's like to see how much he's done in his lifetime.
He's an actor too, bro.
He's an actor. He's a freaking dude. He's a producer. He's like, he's everything. But it's like I wouldn't want to be that. But do I admire that? Hell yeah,
bro. Because then also like, yes, you're not going into the career path that he went into, but you can still take it away. Like
it's possible.
Yeah, not just that, but like he inspires you to do what you're doing with your print shop and all the stuff that you're doing, bro. Yeah. So you take away like his almost like mentality. It's like Kobe, right? Like the Mamba mentality that they call it, bro. You're not putting that mentality into playing basketball. Yeah. But you put that mentality into, again, the things that you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that helps guide you almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Into a good path. And yeah.
So you adopt the mentality rather than adopting the actual like blueprint of
there you go.
Whatever they're doing.
Exactly.
All right, I see. But okay, with the short film, like how hard was it to do? Like,
okay, so like I said, that whole year, I lived like that short film is like a true story. You know what I mean? It's really what I went through and how I felt, right? Yeah. So putting it all together, it took a lot of sitting down, reminiscing about those moments, because I didn't start creating that short film until later down the year. Because remember the how we were talking about the white shirt that I printed, the with the big like white dude walking on the street design, light in the shadows. That one, back then, that's when I wanted to. Because again, let me mention this if I haven't. Agios is more than just clothing. Obviously, we want to do production, we want to do art, film, music. We want to get into all of that, right? So instead of just being pure fashion, big tree. That's what I want it to be, right?
Yeah.
So with Agios, I had to look at a lot of like directors and a lot of like storytellers and study how they do their process, right? Again, I'm always gonna go back to like George Lucas, bro, because that's my goat. You know what I mean? So just watching like a lot of stuff like that. So I remember I sat down in the back house that we have in my office, trying to pen down like ideas, you know what I mean? And I know what I got inspired from, because everybody's inspired from something, right? So I'm like, okay, how can I use what inspired me and create my own version of that? You know what I mean? Not copying, but just your own version, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And yeah, bro, just having different like rough drafts, and thankfully shout out Roz, my director. He shoots mostly a lot of my content. You know what I mean? He helped direct. Well, he helped me put this together, right? And I just remember going to the drawing board, creating different scenes, because when you're putting together a short film, so this is like free game for people that want to do short films. Like I said, be as specific as possible. So I would do like every 10 seconds almost of like the short film, I'll pretend like, okay, what do I want to see in this scene, right? So I'll go like, I said, Pinterest or like my favorite movies. Like I remember how that director shot that scene. So I'll like pen it down, you get me? I'm going to use the Bad Batch again, right? Bad Batch season 3, episode 1, 22 minute, 45 seconds. So I remember go back to that scene, how it looked like, right? And pen it down or take a screenshot of it, right? So I'll do each scene like that, each scene. So then when I took it to Roz, I said, hey, Roz, like, I want it to look like this. And obviously he's going to help me out too, right? Because what I might think looks cool, he's going to be like, bro, Brian, like, how about we do it like this a little bit? But he's still going to use my ideas as well, right? Yeah. So that's kind of how I went about it. Like I said, I had to get all that emotions. Like, remember I told you when I was watching that with the Bad Batch, how they had that song called Daily Routine. I would sit down and write because it's not me really talk. I didn't talk in this short film. Everything's just like, visual, right? But I will play that song while I was doing my writing and creating, bro, because it helped me get the most rawest like form of creating. Yeah. Because again, that is how I felt at that moment, right? I would have that episode playing in the background like a million times, because it helped me get into that mode almost of remembering how I felt at that time. You know what I mean? I acted in it because at first I was going to use my cousin as an actor. He did his first photo shoot with me, and he was so excited about that, which I think is awesome, because I've been wanting him to be a part of Agios for such a long time. So getting to see my little cousin, little brother be in it was awesome, right? Yeah. But originally he was going to be the main actor of the short film. But I thought about it, I was like, bro, like he didn't go through what I went through.
Exactly.
So how can he give that raw emotion? Because again, bro, this is acting now. Like, you know what I mean? This is a whole different realm, right? Yeah. It's not just standing up, showing your fit off. Like, it's completely different. Yeah. So I'm looking at all these actors and how they prepared, like Timothée Chalamet. You know what I mean? I saw Dune Part 2 and I'm like, bro, this is amazing. You know what I mean? And just seeing how these actors got prepared for their role. So I had to teach myself, like, okay, how can I, like, what is it? Method? Is it method acting? Like method acting,
right? Is when you like literally put yourself in the character and you are the character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I was
pretty dangerous.
I mean, look what happened with Heath Ledger, you know what I mean, with the Joker. Yeah. So when I was at the shoot for the short film, I remember I got the song Daily Routine and I was just listening to it. And I was watching like the episode, like, okay, how did Omega, and remember, this was an animation. It's not human. No. So it's completely different, right? Yeah. So I had to get that like out of me, bro. It sounds weird, huh? But like that's how it is, bro. But, that's how it is.
I wouldn't know how to do it either. Like I think you did it right. I think there's no right or wrong way to do it. Like, but that's amazing. I mean, hearing what you were saying, it feels like you are definitely like an obsessive person. Mm-hmm. Like you definitely like let yourself, like you just dive into whatever you're doing.
Exactly, bro. Because I want people, like I said, to see this and like they could relate to it. Maybe, you know what I mean? They could be like, man, I feel the same way. Maybe they're going through it right now. You get me? And they're like, it just touches them in their heart. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had to lock in, bro. Seriously, I had to lock in. And yeah, bro, and we were able to. That's how I went about it, bro. It's fun, bro. It's fun doing all that stuff, man. Yeah. Because like, bro, who would have thought like 2 years ago we were acting? You get me? Like, it's a whole different realm, bro. And just
I respect it. I mean, I feel like every brand has that idea where it's like, oh, I want to do this in the future. I want to do this in the future. But like, dude, you're one of the only brands that I know that are actually fucking, doing it.
Thank you,
so
bro.
I have much respect to you.
Thank you.
Much respect to you. You want to... Let's talk about your new drop.
Okay.
Let's talk about your new drop.
So yeah, bro. So the new drop, Omega Part 1. The name Omega comes from obviously the show, but it also means the end, right? So the end, like, what do you mean, like the end, right?
Yeah.
You remember the original Agios logo? That was, to me, that's the past.
Yeah.
To me, I connect Omega to the beginning. What is it? Sorry, the end is just beginning. That's how I look at it, right? So this is the new logo, as you guys can see. This is the new Agios logo. So it kind of like helps launch forward the new, like the future of Agios, right? So we created these custom denim jeans, 14 ounce, 100% cotton jeans. Should I stand? I don't know. Should I stand up?
Yeah, you can stand up.
I don't know.
Your head might get cut off,
bro. I'm not gonna lie. These boots make me like super tall. So y'all can't see me, bro. I'm off on, bro. So yeah, we have like, hopefully y'all can see these jeans. We have these also in black. We actually low-key just sold out, but that's awesome. Yeah,
good news.
Yeah, good news. But we're
not for you guys.
Yeah, not for y'all. Hey, but we might restock. So, hey, obviously, yeah, the double layered, Easy Gap Balenciaga engineered zip ups. We have this one. Also, I believe we have. Yeah, we have it. We also have it in black as well. So that's pretty dope. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. And actually, you just pass it to me.
Yeah, I will.
Good looking, bro. Good looking.
Which one?
Yeah. Give me the Rapture hoodie. The black one. Yeah. Okay. This one is my most popular design. The Saints Vision shirt. So, it's Saints Vision in the back, but it's called Rapture. You have the two saints flying up in the air to represent the rapture of the church. How I look at it, man, is like, because I know there's a lot of Christians that don't believe in the rapture, but I just look at it as like, we don't die. Christians don't die. We go up and, we're just meeting up with God, our creator, right? So that's kind of where I got the idea of the shirt. Agios in the front. This is on a Yeezy mainline hoodie. So it's not Yeezy Gap. It's the main Yeezy line that he dropped, part of the, Vultures?
I think it was before Vultures, right?
Yeah, when he had that with the new Yeezy website. So it was pretty cool because it doesn't have like the little like pocket in the front, which is like pretty unique. And I think that's awesome. So yeah, it's pretty dope. We have it on, this one's still on sale. We have this in, I think we sold out on a size 1, but we have size 2 and size 3 available still.
Easy sizes.
Easy sizes. So yeah, and then I'll show off, you can give me the jersey. So this one, bro, you want to know, should I say the whole lore of this? I think I have to, bro. You know, man, all right. Let me tell you, when I first started Agios, I remember I was like, I'm not saying that I didn't have this thought. Like, I knew this was going to happen one day about when you go with a manufacturer and they mess up your orders. I've heard stories about that. You get me? So I ordered this jersey. It's a Saint jersey. You know, it's pretty cool. Black and white colorway.
It's dope.
Representing my favorite team. I don't know if I should say it, but I think you guys know. I just don't want to get killed by them. But yeah, I love their team. Favorite. But when I had this idea of this jersey, I actually wanted the numbers to be bigger, and it originally had Agios of Saints Vision in the front. Problem is that my manufacturer made it without all of that, and they came out small, and oh my gosh, bro. And I couldn't get a refund for it because they're like, oh, but this is what you wanted. And I'm like, no, this is not what I wanted. Yeah. They still sent it to me. And, lucky enough for me, right? A lot of people rocked with it. Yeah. So I was like, all right, at least that's cool. You get me? A lot of people liked it. We made a new version of it with the printing, and they messed that up. And I was like, yeah, I'm not launching those because to me, this at least isn't like, what is it like? The printing's not messed up on this. You get me? Yeah, the numbers are small, but it's still pretty cool. Like, and even in the back, Saint in the back, we have the new Agios logo on the side right here, the sleeves. So at least people rock. I know people rock with this one, but I'm not gonna sell them the other jerseys that are actually messed up. Yeah. The printing's messed up in the front. I'm not gonna do that. You get me? Yeah. But then I started wearing this more often, like everywhere I went. And I didn't think no one was actually gonna like it. I'm not gonna lie. But then when I started getting compliments for it, I'm like, bro, where'd you get that at? I was in Miami for Rolling Loud in December, and somebody was like, yo, bro, I've seen your jersey before, bro. Like, I think it's awesome. I was like, you have, bro? Like, that's fire. You get me? Like, so I'm like, you know what? All my friends like, bro, you should just drop it. And so I was like, all right, I'll drop it.
Dude, it's dope.
Yeah, and it's sold out. Dope. It's sold out. So, yeah. So
sometimes I feel like, well, the way that I think about it when something goes wrong, it's like, all right, that was God.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
God did it. And
he knew, you know what I mean?
It's just like, you know what? This sounds supposed to be everything happens for a reason. Yeah. That's what.
Yeah, and at least for like the second batch of those jerseys that came out messed up, I did get somewhat of a refund for them, and I was able to keep the jerseys. So I was like, at least that's the good part that came out of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, this one, and then I'll give you and then you give me. So the next shirt we're about to show was part of my first drop ever for Agios, but on a new blank.
So that was the first drop.
Yeah.
It went the walking on the street and that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So right. This is our original Saints Vision shirt with the big eye in the front, with the cross in the middle of the eye, obviously Saints Vision right here. And this is actually printed on a Yeezy Gap blank, which is pretty dope. You know what I mean? I haven't seen no one do this. I haven't seen nobody, stitch their logo on a Yeezy Gap hoodie either. Yeah. And I feel I would like to say I'm the first one. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, probably after this, people are gonna copy you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, too bad, bro, because they already sold out on these zip ups, so y'all are cooked. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro. So this is gonna be part of the drop, I believe. I'm aiming for April. Originally we printed this on a LA Pearl Dolphin Blue t-shirt, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. A lot of people rocked with it, but it was never really the color that I wanted. That was just the closest I was able to get. Yeah. You know what I mean? For at least the quality, because I love LA Apparel.
Sure.
So when Yeezy Gap dropped these shirts, you know what I mean? I'm not going to tell y'all where I got them from, but I'll tell you probably after this, you know what I mean? When I was able to find the wholesale of these shirts, I copped a bunch of them. So yeah, thinking about dropping these next month, and we might be restocking the jeans as well. Also the jersey. I like to consider this though part of the Omega Part 1 collection though, because I feel like it fits the theme as well. It's just a new blink, but yeah, man. So I'll give you this one. Yeah, so we had that, and then am I missing any of the other? I didn't bring them, but the satin cargo pants. Those are really fire, man. Like
it's that same logo right here, right?
Yeah, same logo right here. In the black colorway, the pants, bro, those are awesome. I wear those all the time, bro. Like, I literally, every day I wear those, except for today, obviously, because I have to wear the jeans, you know what I mean? The girls,
they're fresh. They're fresh. The fit is fresh.
Know what I mean? Thank you. But yeah, bro, so that's Omega Part 1. Like I said, it's more of it connects to the short film, and it just sets the tone for the future of Agios, the direction I'm trying to head towards, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit different, but like I said, this is the first time we're not doing just t-shirts, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like exploring different realms, and it's simple, bro. Like it's super simple. Ralph Lauren talks about this, man, about having timeless clothing, right? Clothing that's just timeless. And I think that's awesome because yeah, it's true, bro. A zip up is timeless, bro. Like, and it's not like your normal zip up. It's a double layer hoodie, you know what I mean? It's super heavy and thick. And I just think that this is a hoodie that you could have forever.
Easily could be your favorite hoodie.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just when you put it on, it just feels good, right? It just feels awesome. So yeah.
A lot of people that don't think about the garment. A lot of people don't.
Mm-mm.
They just think, all right, let me just print a shirt. But it's like the garment is everything.
Yeah.
It's like 50% in my opinion.
Yeah, like, hey, shout out Gildan, but like, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Shout out Gildan.
My first episode on my podcast. Shout out Gildan, bro.
I actually shout out Gildan, but like, you know what, man? Like, I don't know. Yeezy Gap just does it different. Shout out Yeezy Gap. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. That's
All right. So we'll wrap this up. I appreciate you guys if you guys are listening this far. But I want to give you one last question.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna close it with this probably for every podcast, but it's like, for everyone out there, let's just say you're talking to your 18-year-old self back then, and he comes and asks you for advice about like how to get to where you are today, and maybe even get more of an advantage. Like, what advice would you give the person that started Agios Sustains Vision?
This might be not what you're expecting, but I think for my 18-year-old self, don't be afraid of what other people think. And what I mean by that is like, you know, like I told you, I was into wearing like Yeezy and all that crazy type of clothing, right? I heard a lot of people say those are ugly. Those are this or that, right? And obviously, bro, like I'm still wearing it, but that does do something to your confidence a little bit, bro, because you're like, man, y'all are hating on me. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff, right? And there's times where I wanted to give up. You know, there's times where like I said, bro, like I was like, why am I even dressing like that? I'm gonna just dress like everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
no attention.
Yeah, but I didn't stop, bro. I was like, nah, this is who I am. Like, if this is who I am, I'm going to be like that. And I think I'll tell my 18-year-old self, like, don't let what people say about you, you know, really affect you like that, bro. Like it's not that big of a deal, man. You know what I mean? It's not like those really are just like words, you know what I mean? And I'll just say, continue being yourself, stay true to who you are. Continue chasing God. I think that's number one. Even when it feels dark and if you feel like there's too much going on, continue chasing him. Then I'll also say, continue asking questions. I believe that you don't know everything. You know what I mean? Even the most like, bro, even Elon Musk, we use him, right? He doesn't know everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
he still asks questions, I guarantee.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's how you get successful at the end of the day, man. You know what I mean? If you're prideful and you're like, I already know that, I don't need to know. Even when it comes to, let's say somebody just started their brand, right? They might know something that you don't know.
Exactly.
And I think you should always be open to that. You know what I mean? Always be open to other people, be open to learning. You get me? And I think that's what I'll tell my 18-year-old self, like, continue asking questions, learn. You know what I mean? So yeah. That's what
All right. Yeah. Brian Flores, everybody. I appreciate you guys for watching thus far. And if anyone else, you know, if you have any comments, feel free. We're going to let this podcast be what it wants to be, honestly. But thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for this one and whatever comes from this one. But Brian, thank you very much, bro.
Yes, sir, bro. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
All right.
That's fire.
That was it, bro.
Let's go.